Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to share with you a very interesting topic about we are going to look we are going to look at a couple features, couple improvement that actually can improve the value of your home. All right, thank you everyone. Have you wondering like if you want to do something, let's say if you are going to buy a house and you're wondering, is it going to bring value to my house? And is it better to buy a 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms? Is it better to buy a 1 story versus a 2 stories? Is this going to be better to have a pool, right? So let's look at some of the example of the data today. So I just do a research looking at all the sell data, sold data within the last 180 days in Chandler, Arizona. And this is just a high-level summary of what I found interesting, and I just want to report to you. So let's look at Chandler area for today. I'm going to look at other area as requested. So if you are interested to see, let's say if a certain zip code, a certain area, a certain neighborhood, or a certain city that you want to see, then just put a comment in the below section right there, and I'm gonna show you the data in that for that area later on. But today we are going to look at Chandler, Arizona to see what we can see. All right. So the first data that I want to see you is the dwelling type. Okay, so this is the type of the house, and then normally there's about 7 different types across an area. We're talking about a single family. This is a very popular product in Arizona, single family detached, meaning that your house is completely detached, no, not touching the neighbor at all. Right? You have your own land, you have your own lot. So that is called a single family detached, right? Loft style is very similar to single family in a way that it's also very big inside. Townhouse, patio, twin home, apartment are all the same product. There is some kind of touching to each other, right? And as you see right here, of course, last one is manufacturing home. Is manufacturing home, right? This is the type of home that you normally have to pay a monthly land fee for the community. Okay, so as you see right here already, a single family home gonna be the highest value. It is about $50,000 if you buy a single family home on average. Okay, so that is the entire portfolio in China. So the entire sold properties in the last 180 days in China, single family is about $50,000. Lifestyle a little bit less because it's smaller in general, and it's like $50,000. And townhouse, patio, apartment, and twin home, they are all the product. Like if you also hear condo, that is some of the concept as well. And the value is about 320. Okay, so 320. So that is way much less than a single family home. So if you want to buy a home in Chandler, Arizona, again, I talk about Chandler because this is the data that I got from Chandler. I just do research on Chandler now. But if you are interested in other areas, shoot me a message, make a comment below, and I will definitely can report the data in the area that you want as well. Chandler area single family is the highest, $550,000. Condo townhouse is about 300,000, so it's about less than $150,000 less, right? So if you have an extra budget every month, I would encourage you to looking at the option to buy a single family home instead of a condo or a townhouse because the value is much less than a single family home. If you are looking to buy manufacturing home, I would not. That is much cheaper, right? So definitely is an option for those of you who don't have money. But always make sure that you buy a manufacturing home in the area that you don't have to pay the land fee. Otherwise, the monthly land fee is usually really high, and when you compare with the mortgage payment, it is not worth your time to do so. Okay, so that is the dwelling type. The next slide that I want to look at is year build, right? So in Chandler, they're all product, all the houses can be built from somewhere 1941 to 2021, of course, right? And obviously, as you see here, the newer the house are, the more expensive they are. Okay, the most expensive home is from 2001 to 2021. On an average, it could be sold somewhere from around $600,000. So this is way more than 1981 to 2000, right? Which is can be sold somewhere about 450. Now, I'm not saying that every single home in that year build is about 450, right? But this is just an average number so that you can see compared from this time period to that time period, which one is more expensive. And obviously, you see the newer always has the win for the property. Again, these are number in Chandler, Arizona, so that you can have a reference. Okay. The next set of number this is the pool availability. I don't think this is the right. Okay, but it does show the purpose in a way that this is this is on the horizontal axis. Okay, on the horizontal axis, basically it is that if this is none mean no pool at all, right? Private mean the house has a pool itself. A community is within that community there is a pool and not in the private residence home. And if there is both, okay, in community and private, right? That is both. And obviously you see that if the house has a pool private in the residence, in your home, the value is much higher than other three types. Okay, it's about $600,000. Now, if it doesn't have any pool, is actually the second. You may be wondering, so why is that? Why is that both, right? In this category right here, they also has pool in the backyard, but why is it is less value than doesn't have any? Now, one of the explanation I could think of is maybe because of the HOA is high in those areas. Because if the community has a pool, they normally have to charge you a homeowner association fee. So it's really that small amount payment compared to the value of the house, right? Normally drive people away because they may have to end up paying $200 or $300 a month for just a pool that they don't use, because most of the time the community pool is not as private as the pool in your backyard, so that is not very prefer compared to a private pool, right? So that may be a reason. And for the matter of fact, as you see here, it's not much different compared between both non and pool and both. Sorry, non and pool. Both are not much different. If it is only half community, it's actually driving the value down. This is the least value compared to other type compared to other pool availability. Okay, so this is actually the most interesting chart that I've seen, because I'm thinking, just pool, as long as you have pool, it doesn't matter where you have the value higher, but it's not true, right? Data say that, yeah, in fact, if you don't have pool in a community, you actually have a higher value. Okay. The next chart is actually talking about, so this one is talking about on the horizontal axis, it is the number of bedroom. Number of stories. Okay, number of stories. And on the right, on the left one is the average sold price, and then on the right front is the square footage. Okay, I put that in purpose because I try to explain why 2 stories has the higher value. Right, 2 and 4 stories has a higher value compared to 1 and 3. Now, 3 and 4, if you want, you can totally ignore 3 and 4. 3 and 4 are not very popular product. It's just maybe couple very unique situation because the report again, I'm looking at all the data sold within 180 days. So there's some houses that's maybe one or two, right? One or two has four stories and 3 stories, okay? But so you can totally ignore that. The most important is between 1 and 2 stories, okay? 1 and 2 story, normally people would prefer a 1 story than a 2 story. And for that reason, you may think, yeah, maybe 1 story because they are more preferred, then it get higher, right? The value must be higher, but the data doesn't say so. I mean, the 1 story has the average sold price about 505, right? 505,000, and then the 2 story has an average about $545,000. So way much more than the 1 story. But if you so that's $40,000 more on average. But if you're looking at the square footage, as you see there, on the right axis here, the 1 story have an average square footage about 2,000 versus the average of square footage of the 2 story is about 2,500, right? So that's confirmed my theory that people are willing to sacrifice the level of stories to get a bigger house, to get a more living space inside a home. They'd rather they were willing to travel up and down, right? So that they can have a bigger living space, because obviously more rooms is always better than less room. For that reason, if you buy it doesn't. So my conclusion here is that it doesn't mean it is the how do I say this? We always think that the 1 story home has a higher value than 2 stories home. It is not always true. As long as you have in the same area, if you have a higher living space, square footage, and the value of that home is actually higher than the 1 single story home compared to in the same area. Okay, so that is it. That's all the data that I collect for Chandler. Okay, I only looking at a couple data, I know, but I just don't have time to. Sorry, my phone is ringing. I just don't have a time, and then also the video is limited in time. So if you are interested in seeing more features as well as more area, just send me a comment, put a comment in the message, or even text me, right, requesting, hey, I would like to see the square footage of the lot, right? For example, I would like to see the number of garage compared to the price, right? So those are the things I can do, and definitely an analysis for you as well in the area that you want. Okay, today we are only looking at Chandler, but per your request, I can do more. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. My cell phone number 602-515-2442. Thank you.